Okay, good day, guys. Good day to you all. Welcome back to the Formula Sports channel. Thanks for being here. Gentle reminder, as always, to please like the video and subscribe to the channel, as these are free and easy ways to support the channel. Right, liking and subscribing can go a massive way in helping the channel grow. And I just want to send a big shout out to all those who joined us on the watch along and the preview. Yesterday we had a very good time. We appreciate the support, from both the panelists and also from the viewers and the commenters alike. It was a good vibe. Yesterday, unfortunately ruined by a disappointing result, but such is football, such is life. Everything doesn't go the way you want it to go, right? Today's topic: the pros and cons, weighing the pros and cons of Theodore Tappa Whitmore, right, being fired at this point in time. And this comes on the heels of one, the disappointing exit in the quarterfinals of the Gold Cup, and also the trending hashtag on Twitter, right, which was Tappaout. Many people are not, you know, they were not happy with how Theodore Tappa Whitmore conducted himself in yesterday's game, right? And I think not happy is putting it lightly. So I want to discuss the pros and the cons of firing Theodore Tappa Whitmore right now, right? So first we're going to start with the pros, right? A pro is that we might get a better manager, right? One with more tactical nose, right? One who, because many people's arguments yesterday was that the changes took too long, right? The changes came too long, one, and two, for instance, people are saying D Reed should have been taken out of the game. He should have been the first substitute. D Reed ended up finishing the game, right? And that has long been an issue or an accusation of Theodore Tappa Whitmore, that he does not make the changes when he is supposed to make the changes, right? And there have been a number of other tactical criticisms of Theodore Tappa Whitmore, the style of play or the lack thereof, no apparent system, so there have been a number of issues that people have had with Theodore Tappa Whitmore over the years, right? So, a better manager from a tactical standpoint. We might get a better manager from a tactical standpoint. That is a pro that, many people would, including myself, would. It's a possibility that if we get rid of Tappa, we could, get a manager of a higher tactical quality, right? We might see a system and a style of play. So if we get rid of, that's another pro. If we get rid of Theodore Tappa Whitmore right now, a manager might come in and we might actually see a system of play. We might actually see a style of play, right? Tappa, in my opinion, is a pragmatist. Many people don't really seem to like the pragmatism, so to speak. They want to see something, they want to see a clear vision, a clear style of play, a clear system. Yesterday, first of all, I don't even mind pragmatism, to be honest with you. But yesterday it did concern me a bit when I was watching the game and I was saying on the panel that I don't really understand what is going on here. What are we trying to do on the football pitch, right? So that is something that people have criticized Theodore Tappa Whitmore over the years. We might have a manager that we would, if we were to remove Tappa and hire somebody else, we might have a manager that we might see a clear and precise vision or a clear and precise way forward from a system of play standpoint and a style of play standpoint, right? So another pro, so to speak, is that the football might be more positive and the football might be more attractive if you were to get rid of Theodore Tappa Whitmore now and hire somebody else we might see a positive style of play. We might see a more positive system, right? More attractive style of play, more attractive system, right? So that's another pro. Our selection process might improve as well if we get rid of Theodore Tappa Whitmore and bring in somebody new, right? We might see a clear and are a much more clear, right, method and a much more consistent method of selection, so to speak. And we might, because one of the main criticisms of Tappa over the years, is that him don't select the best squad, right? If we get rid of Tappa now and bring in somebody else, we might see, better squads in terms of we might not see so many top players that are capable of playing for the team out of the team. We might not see so many questionable selections or questionable absentees. Martin Davis is one right off the bat that comes to mind. Right? Martin Davis could have given a lot off the bench for Jamaica yesterday, in my opinion. Right? So many people look at a Lamar Walker and a Martin Davis, two similar style players rather, and saying how is Lamar Walker in, how is Martin Davis out. And that's no offense to Lamar. I'm actually a fan of Lamar. I think the player has promise. But right now, in my opinion, and in many people's opinions, Martin Davis is better. Right? And then there's also from a selection standpoint, it has long been Tappa Whitmore has long been accused of lacking backbone. Right? From the perspective of many people seem to be of the opinion that the JFF is playing a role in team selection. Now, they are vehemently denied it, right? But it doesn't help when your assistant coach is going on national television, right? And basically alluding to the JFF interfering in the selection process, right? And since then, we have not seen or heard of the assistant coach, right? So a new coach could have greater backbone, right? If this is true, that the JFF are interfering in team selection, the new coach could have greater backbone, right? In standing up and being able to be in 100% control and in 100% charge, so to speak, of team selection, right? Another possible pro is that a new coach might have a better overall impact on Jamaica's football, right? So, like something similar to what Jurgen Klinsmann was brought into the US, the US setup to do, right? In terms of a possible pro could be that a new coach could would be better in terms or would know or would be a lot more versed, right, in setting up a proper footballing structure in the country and helping us to restructure and reshape our nation's football. Because let's be fair, right now, the structure of Jamaica's football is ridiculous, if you ask me, right? And we could look into it on so many levels, right? But this is not the video for it, right? So a new coach could be better versed and better capable of helping to restructure Jamaica's football, right? So now we are going to go into the possible cons of firing Theodore Tappa Whitmore right now, right? A first con is that Theodore doesn't have a bad win percentage, right? Theodore Whitmore right now still has a good win percentage, one of the highest win percentages that a Jamaican manager has ever had rather, right? So that's a possible con to firing Theodore Tappa Whitmore. Might bring in somebody else and their win percentage is worse. Okay, cool. Another possible con is that he's one of Jamaica's most successful coaches, right? So to fire one of Jamaica's most successful coaches might be a con, right? Because you have a lot of people who are defending Tappa because of his record and his resume for the national team, right? Theodore Tappa Whitmore has a good relationship with a number of the players, And we saw that even when, the players were on, would you call it a strike, so to speak, and they signed the contract and they said it. One of the main reasons was because they spoke to Theodore Tappa Whitmore, right? So that's another con as well. Theodore Tappa Whitmore has a good relationship with the players, and the plain and simple truth is that we do not know how the players will respond to Theodore Tappa Whitmore being fired at this point in time, right? They might respond negatively, right? So that is another possible con as well, right? A better option might be a lot more expensive. That's another con. A better option might be a lot more expensive, guys. In terms of, we all know Tappa, I mean, the difference between what Schaefer was being paid and Theodore Tappa Whitmore was being paid is a lot, right? So that is another possible con. If we fire Tappa, it might be a case if we fire Theodore Tappa Whitmore, right, that a new manager coming in might not do better and might be more expensive. So that's another possible con as well that we have to look into as well. Also, an overseas coach might struggle with the JFF's unprofessionalism. In my opinion, the JFF is an unprofessional footballing organization, right? A new coach, let's say for instance, we go for another Winfried Schaefer, so to speak, right, who is a lot more versed in professionalism and has been a part of a number of professional setups throughout his career. A new coach might not be very used to the unprofessional setup of the Jamaica Football Federation because they have never experienced anything like it, right? So that might be, right, another possible con to firing Theodore Tappa Whitmore. Theodore Tappa Whitmore understands how to navigate the unprofessional structure, right? So, for instance, Theodore Tappa Whitmore is just getting a video analyst, for instance, and a number of things that he has asked for and he has been asking for a very long time. Normal, everyday norm, so to speak. Normal requirements of a footballing of a backroom staff, so to speak, is the word I'm looking for, right? I mean, something like a video analyst is normal. That is in every footballing organization in the world. JFF just getting one. So, that's just an example of the unprofessional setup. And there are a million more examples of unprofessionalism with the Jamaica Football Federation. That's another story for another time, right? Another possible con, no local coach is as accomplished enough, right, to take over and do better, right? I mean, look, if Tappa Whitmore is gone and we cannot afford a overseas coach, we have to go local. Is there really a local coach that is more experienced and that is, capable of or we know for certain is capable of doing better than Theodore Tappa Whitmore? Is there a local coach that is more accomplished than Theodore Tappa Whitmore? Many people say Never Bell, but one, Never Bell don't want the job, right? And two, Never Bell is accomplished at what level? We have to take that into consideration as well, right? So, and that's with the greatest of respect to Never Bell, right? And I like the coach and I like him I don't know him, but from what I see of him publicly, his public persona seems to be a really cool guy, right? And next possible con as well is that, as I stated earlier, we might not get a better manager. Full stop. We might end up fire Tappa and get a worse manager. We have to take that into consideration as well, right? And another major con, a major con is it would be a massive upheaval on the eve of a World Cup qualification to fire Theodore Tappa Whitmore, right? A massive upheaval. So, guys, firing, I mean, the World Cup qualification is right around the corner. As a matter of fact, more than likely, the next match that the next match that our national team plays will be World Cup qualification. Is it wise to fire Theodore Tappa Whitmore on the eve of World Cup qualification, especially a manager that is so popular rather with a number of the Jamaican players? Not a wise move in my opinion, right? And so those are basically the pros and the cons, right, of potentially firing Theodore Tappa Whitmore. So right, you guys can add your pros and cons in the comment section as well and tell me what you guys think. You know, is it wise right now? Is it the best move to fire Theodore Tappa Whitmore right now? Right. So guys, that's my 2 cents. Take care, stay safe, and until next time.